Starting a little late today.
A little late.
My bad.
That's all good.
That's my bad.
That's all good.
Meetings. What are we doing? We're having a podcast or what?
We're just having a conversation with Mr. Zapata. Now, sorry guys.
Emiliano Zapata, not to be confused with
the revolutionary.
the other Emiliano Zapata. What do we know about the old Emiliano Zapata? I'm not a history guy. My son is.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I have no idea. The name rings a bell though.
Yeah.
He was some kind of I don't know. Tell me
It's in the Mexican.
Obviously was.
I'm not gonna talk about shit I don't know.
We barely can
I
speak.
already do that too much. All right, bro. What podcast are we on?
What is it? 33.
33. Lucky 33.
Yeah.
Wow. Podcast 33. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having me.
you. I bumped into him outside of Paco's office.
Okay.
And I'm like driving past Paco's office. I'm like, I stopped Lord. I'm like, hey, what's up, Emiliano? Whatever. He's like, yeah, he's on the phone, dude. This guy's always on the phone. He's like on the phone. He's like, hey, what's going on, Mario? Blah, blah, whatever. I was like, hey, I gotta get you on the podcast.
Yes, sir.
I gotta get you on the podcast. I don't think he thought I was being serious. I was like, next week you're on the podcast. I called on Monday. He's like, oh, we're really doing this.
Yeah, it was a quick notice though.
That's all right.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, but I just want to thank everybody that's tuning in. Keep tuning in. Please like, comment, share to be placed on this week's raffle.
You know what? Before we go there, I was thinking the other night that if there's anybody that you guys want us to reach out to and interview, please let us know.
Yes.
Mario will call them, bug them, see them, go to their house.
I'm currently working on getting Elon Musk on this, but he has not replied to me.
I bet you we can.
I just got to keep trying, bro.
Yeah, I have a feeling that we can do that.
I'm thinking it. I'm manifesting it. I'm speaking it.
Yeah, Elon, if you're listening, bro, just hit me up, man.
Answer to my tweets, wey.
Hey,
I need that answer.
no mames, güey, contéstame la verga. Excuse me.
No, but we want to say a big thank you to the Quarter. The Quarter has been very kind and opened up their doors. They, let us in. They shut this down for us. If there's a little bit of back music on the background, it's because they are operating at the moment. As y'all can see, they are, people here eating, dining. Quarter has, I don't need to explain what the Quarter is. I'm pretty sure that everybody out there knows. Quarter is very well known. They got great food, got great drinks. Come out here, have a good time. But today we have a very special podcast. We have somebody that's been in the business for many, many years, has seen all sorts of different ups and downs and people come and go, and yet he's still here.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you do it?
Good, pretty good. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Appreciate the opportunity. Like you said, it has been since 1999. Blessed to be in this industry and super blessed to be in the Valley, though. So I think it is still growing and growing and growing.
It is.
I remember back in 2003, 4, it was probably at least 10 builders that I know that they moved to San Antonio. They wanted to be on the big cities, right?
Wait, 2003.
2003, 2004. It was like at least 10 builders that I know that they moved to San Antonio. They moved the families, and they wanted. I mean, the valley was too small. I don't think Trenton was built already. So
Trenton wasn't what it is today.
No.
1999, Trenton. We talked about this last time. Trenton, it was dirt roads, man.
It was a dirt road.
Del Valle, it was a dirt road.
I think the only two HBs on 10 it was the south and the one by Fern or La Vista.
Oh yeah,
that was
way south.
That was the big HB back then.
Wow.
So and these people that I knew very well. I mean, they were in the business they were building when I was building. They moved to San Antonio. I wanted to go there, and then I went there for a couple of days, and I wanted to explore the opportunity. And of course, I mean, everybody says, okay, we go to the next big town.
Right.
And I remember that I was buying lots here. The way that we buy here is go to subdivision 1, buy 2-3 lots, and a subdivision 2, another 2-3 lots. So I met with a developer in San Antonio, and then I said, how many lots you want? And I says 2 or 3. And the guy said, 200, 300? And I says,
Yeah, no.
that's
Two
when I
or three.
That's when I realized.
Okay, 3 or 4. 5.
Imagine.
Yeah, that's when I realized the San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, they are the NFL players in comparison with the Valley. But at the same time, it happens to me that I see, okay, this might be a small city today, but we are going to be growing and growing and growing. And sure enough, I was very blessed to stay here, and the opportunity is tremendous. So every business has been here. They go from one location to 10 locations, to you name it, restaurants. So they put one branch, they go, and then another 2, 3, and then 10. Mario was talking to me just a few minutes ago. I mean, you guys want to expand the alliance from here all the way to South Padre Island.
Of course.
Those are and I truly, truly believe there is an expansion. I was talking to an investor this morning. He was a little bit concerned. They have so much invest in the Valley right now. I mean, probably 30, 40 million. And they said, well, what do you think, Emiliano? Should we slow down? Should we go hard? And then I told him, look, I don't know when was the last time that you came here, but I can bet you that if you skip 1 month, you will be amazed how much construction we have in 1 month. And the landscape of the valley is just growing and growing and growing so fast that there is no way to keep up. I'm in this business now that I'm in the finance side, and I've been talking to many banks, watching the market, how we're moving. Every single banker that I have talked to recently in the last 2 weeks, they have the same opinion. So they have so much on their pipelines. They have so much loans coming up. Valley looks like a nonstop. The growth in FAR because of the bridge. I was telling the investor, Mexico made a shift on their highway system, that they moved all the transportation going from Nogales, Sonora, Arizona, to FAR.
Jesus.
And of course, they are Mexico. They didn't inform anybody. And out of the blue, FAR, like, wait. So I don't know. I'm not related with that industry, but they come from 1 or 2 18-wheelers to 10 18-wheelers per minute, per hour, whatever you want to call them. So it was like a 10 times more. That's why the FAR bridge, some days or some kind of hours are closed for traffic for cars. It's only 18-wheelers. They have too much growth. Big companies that they are not related to the single family, which is the commercial, the warehouses industry. I know that companies from Dallas in Chicago, they probably bought every single piece of land available in the area of the FAR bridge because they are expanding the warehouse system. So they have so much warehouses. I believe there is the trucks coming from Mexico. They need to change. They put it right here. Then a U.S. 18-wheeler took him to the north. And just the expansion and the growth in the valley has been tremendous.
That's amazing.
We have seen in our business a tremendous amount of growth as well, for many, many reasons, right? Banks are very tight. Banks are taking too long, highly regulated. Builders, they don't have patience. They want to get some things done quick. Those are the things that we have seen in the growth. I mean, even though that we have a very large amount of business, we don't have neither the 1% or 2% of the business in the valley. I mean, there is a tremendous space for everybody. So,
and that's kind of where you fit in, right? You were talking about builders wanting to build a little quicker, and the banks tightening up. That's the niche that you fill.
Correct.
Right?
So the name by itself, it's very broad. It's like a private lending. Okay, so what is a private loan to start with?
Yeah.
If Ronnie lends you $100, that's a private loan. Nobody knew. You have an agreement. You're gonna pay him $50 and $50 this week and next week. That's a private loan. Period. Now, back in 2008, when the financial system crashed,
Right.
every single bank in America says, "Wait a minute, we're not gonna lend anymore."
Okay.
But there was projects on the ground. It was projects already committed. You just said, "Hey, I already signed a contract. I'm going to build XYZ units." What happened if the bank calls you next day? I'm not going to do it. Well, you need to run with your family members, friends, and then you need to go outside the circle because you have only XYZ family members and friends. So the private industry was created from one day to another. Let's say, okay, you have 100,000, can you give me a loan? So, and this unregulated industry became an industry from 2008 to 2010. And then the government saw so much money and says, okay, wait a minute, guys, we need to have some rules and regulations,
Wow.
policies and procedures, because now you guys are too big. Last week, it was the Bankers Association, whatever, in New York, saying that the private lending industry in the United States is today 1.7 trillion. It's the same size of the commercial loans Chase Bank has today.
What?
Only from 2008 to today, 1.7 trillion. Now, that was not I mean, it was very spectacular number, but the number that most shocking me is only 30% of the commercial loans in America are from banks. 70% are from private lenders.
Wow.
70. So
I didn't know that.
there is too many reasons why. Besides the builders are always in a rush. They want to get things done. But at the same time, you were talking to me, so your dad, it was slowing down in his industry.
Right.
Let's say that he has $100,000. He wants to build a house and says, hey, tell your dad if he can give me a loan, I will pay X, Y, Z. And when I sell it, I can get share profits. You can be as creative as you want.
Okay.
And that becomes a private loan. So if you have one person with $100,000, he's going to build a house and he's going to sell it, they can do whatever agreement they want to. So, and that's where the industry becomes, it gets on a size and shapes. So we are very competitive with banks. They take too long.
Okay.
And I understand why. They have a lot of policies and procedures, rules and regulations that they have to follow. They take care of the money of the teachers and the policemen and the farm. I mean, that's where the checking accounts are, right?
Okay.
So the money that is going to go through your project is coming from the community.
Right.
So they need to check all the boxes and make sure that you do exactly what you say what you do before
Right.
they can issue. That takes time and paperwork. And you said, but I have a contract. My customer doesn't want to wait. So you go and talk to somebody, and then you find a private lender. Now, these days, there is private lending for almost every industry. So if you are in the self-storage industry, you just knock the door for the private lenders that they have specialized on this, and they're going to tell you, okay, where's your floor plan? Okay, I have an expertise on self-storage. This is how you need to do it. And they give you guidance, something that you are not going to get it from the banks.
Wow.
So if this guy, the restaurant owner, wants to expand to 10 locations from one day to another, he doesn't want to go 1, 2, 3, he wants to go from 1 to 10. If he finds an expert on the restaurant, on the industry, he's going to go to the private lending. They're going to provide all kind of resources, and they're going to make it happen. So that's when the private industry comes in place. Let's say that you says, hey, I want to build a $100 million project. I know by fact I'm not going to get a loan for $70 million project in the bank, even if I have Torium. So there is people in teams bigger than we are that they can come to you and say, okay, how can we put this together? How can we do 1,000 units, apartments, townhouses, you name it. Now, these companies are coming very, very aggressive. We just said a minute ago, there is so much money in the market that there needs to be placed somewhere.
Okay.
We here in the Valley think about the money that is in America. But what about overseas?
Right.
Every single person overseas wants to do a project in America. And that money comes every single day, but they need to find a place to go into. Last week, I got shot. I mean, completely. So I was invited to the Landowners Texas Association.
Okay.
It's association for the developers. So they have a monthly meeting, and they go from Austin, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, and the Valley.
Where's this association?
I believe it is called Landowners Association, Texas Landowners Association.
Okay, cool.
We need to be part of STB.
So
I need to check them out.
okay, but this is they had the meeting here in Edinburgh, so because they rotate right along cities. So I got an invitation. I went by, and the moment that I walk in, I saw two guys, and I said, "Those are bankers. You know how they dress. They know how to speak. I mean, they have to conduct." And then I say, hello, hi, my name is so-and-so. And then I says, again, what's your name? I says, oh, where are you from? London. London. And I said, yeah, what are you doing here? And they said, well, we heard a lot of good things about McAllen. And
Wow.
they said,
London.
In London.
Wow.
And I said, are you sure? It's not McKinney? It's McAllen? Because everybody gets confused.
Yeah.
The big cities in Dallas, McKinney, and all kind of stuff. And they said, no, we have been watching this market very close. And I said, when you guys got here? Last night. When are you gonna leave? Tomorrow. And I said, are you serious? I mean, nobody flew from London just to see what happened here. They have a big market analysis, data,
Right.
and all kind of stuff. Because why they choose McAllen versus Houston or Dallas? Coming from London?
Yeah.
Right.
Are you kidding me? So I was sharing my story with the banker, right? And the guy said, well, I'm sorry, but there is funds, there is private capital from all over here in McAllen. I said, are you serious? He said, yep. So these bankers are meeting with big guys, big money, because, I mean, we are talking about 10, 20 apartments, but these guys are talking to 1,000, 2,000 apartments.
Yeah.
So,
Shit.
I mean, private lending is running so fast, and it's getting into every single industry. So now, back in the days when your dad was building, when I was building, it was the bank. It was the traditional financial system. It was like, okay, let me go to the bank, let me get approved, and let's follow.
That's a good little segue, though. You were building.
I was building.
How long did you build for?
From 1999 to 2008,
Okay.
the music stops.
Okay.
And then 2008 to 2016, 17, I shift and I did exclusively multifamily big apartment complexes.
Okay.
Not the small ones, not the fourplexes, but the 2-3-story building with clubhouses, offices, in-house management. I got a tremendous opportunity to be, I had a good mentors from big cities. I became member of the National Association of Apartments.
Okay.
They have
We gotta reach out to them.
Yeah.
all these nationwide associations. They are extremely helpful for the community because just can imagine, you will find the Alonso's Cantus of the America. Every single time that you go to this big, I mean, you guys were there
Yeah.
last month, so in Vegas.
Yeah.
And you see big guys.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, big guys.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that because that was my experience. When you go and talk to them, they share their experiences.
Yeah.
Because they know they are in Wisconsin or New York or somewhere, and they're not going to come here. You're not going to go there. There is nothing for them to hold back to say. What I found in my industry in the apartments is everybody wanted to share. Hey, be careful with this. I talked to this attorney for this. Talked to this architect. So they were extremely helpful to the day. I mean, you become friends for life. When you call them and say, hey, I have this problem. And I mean, I got, I believe, one of the best mentors in the industry for the apartments. He's from Austin. He was a banker and became an apartment developer. He told me how to go to request money from HUD, from this, back in the days, 2.0 interest rates and yada yada. So there is a process to go that nobody teaches you, right? So nobody tells you. And these guys, they were open books. Says, okay, what is the next step? I was calling them. They were telling me, okay, next, this. And then I was able to pull together a $20 million project in the Valley, which it was unheard of. Actually, I knocked the door of every single bank in the Valley, and they said, we're crazy. Nobody's going to give you $10 million. Nobody's going to give you $15 million. But for the North, $10, $15 million is like another loan. It's normal. And the success is your team. You were talking about your dad's team.
Yeah.
You have the plumber, electrician. Well, when you go to the big scale, they want to know who's your attorney, who is your architect, who's going to be your general contractor, because it's all about the team, right?
Right.
If you have the right team, you check all the boxes, you get approved, like immediately. Now, when people, or we don't get that education. Here, when you go to the financial institution like at the bank, it's heavily regulated. You have to bring all your two years tax return, bank statements, perfect credit score, what's happening, why you buy this car, this house. I mean, all these kind of things.
Right.
When you go in a commercial project, 10, 15 million, they don't expect you to gonna pay back 10, 15 million. You can't. They focus on the project. The people in charge is second to the project. If the project is successful and it can prove that it's going to make money, now let's talk about you. On banks, it's the opposite. I need to make sure you're going to pay me. I don't care about your beautiful house. You need to pay me, you need to sign, and you need to have a good credit. When, I mean, talking about 500,000, $1 million loans, but when you take $20 million loan, how are you going to pay back?
Right.
Now, the other thing that you learn as you go. You think about it. How come a developer in Houston has 5 projects, 20 million each? There's no way. I mean, nobody is worth, there is no Alonso's Cantus on every corner. How can they get approved? Well, these projects, they have another different way to work, which we don't have it here in the Valley. It's nobody signs for it. It's called non-recourse.
Okay.
And they says, okay, well, show me how it works. Okay, the people who is going to underwrite these deals, they're going to underwrite the project. They're going to make sure, okay, it's a 2-bedroom, it's a 3-bedroom. How much are you going to charge? 1,500 rents? No way. It's going to be $1,000 rent. So they run all the numbers and they said, if everything goes south with him, the project is going to be okay. Actually, the project is going to run with a management company. Even
Outside
if
of
you,
him.
I mean, I don't care if you don't go any day with your life to the project, the management company is going to run. So for that particular reason, you can apply. It's not an automatic thing, but you can apply for, you know what? I have 3 projects of this, 60 million. I'm not going to sign the note. It's going to be called non-recourse. When you go outside the Valley, there is 2, it's like a buffet. I mean, you can pick and choose the loans that you want. Here, we are getting there. And the Valley is growing so fast that somebody's going to come, put a company that says, okay, which loan you want? A la carte. Pick and choose.
Zero interest.
Yeah, zero interest. You know what? There is zero interest, and it is called, Wall Street is very sophisticated to put fancy words on everything. Private loans, private credit, private equity, and you say, what is this? So let's put an example. You want to build a subdivision with 100 lots, and you want to be the only builder for the 100 homes. Now you're talking $20 million, right? And then it says, okay, shit, I'm going to go 20% down payment is $4 million. Where can I get $4 million? Well, you call a private equity company, not a private loan, because remember the loan has the equity, which is the down payment and the finance. And then you talk to Mario. Mario, you have $3 million. Yes, I do. Let's put this together. I'm going to put $1 million. Emiliano is asking for $4 million down payment. You put 3, and he's going to say, okay, what am I going to get of this? Because I don't want to get involved. I'm just going to get my money. You make some kind of agreement there, which I'm not aware of, and then you come with me and says, I already have the $4 million. Oh, okay, let me give you the $16 million, because you are, that Mario by itself, it's a whole industry, which is called private equity. And these guys today, believe it or not, we have so many in the Valley. But they don't go with a flag saying, I have money. They do the opposite of the Shark Tank. When you go to the Shark Tank, you tell them, I have a beautiful project. I want to give 10% of my company. I need money. And the guy says yes or no. On the private equity, is the opposite. These guys are going to be silent. They're going to go to the, like the London guys. They're going to see, who's the structure? How many projects they have done? You know what? This is a company that I want to put my money in. And then they call you out of the blue. Can we sit? Hey, can we go from, I know that you made 10 projects last year. Can we go from 10 to 20? You said, yeah, but I don't have the money. I have the money. And they partner with you. JB, you name it. They put a sophisticated name and they put a structure. Now, when you say, okay, now I have the $4 million, how am I going to apply with $16 million because my line of credit and the banks are up here? Don't worry about it. Let's call a private lender. Private lenders, we don't book our loans like the bank does. We don't put your social security. You might have $1 million with me, and none of the banks that you work with, they're going to know about it. Period. It's private. Everything that we do, it's, you have closed loans with us. You go to the title company, we go to the appraiser. We go to the whole system, but we do it quicker. Now, has a price, yes, I understand. But when you have those capabilities, like you said, I just closed a deal, I'm gonna build 10, 20 apartments in the next few months. Well, that's one customer. Can you do 2? Yes. Can you do 3? Well, I don't have the money. That's where these companies comes with the money. And I'm aware of some companies that they are working with developers here in the valley. You might think the developer is bringing money from the family, but it's coming from private equity firms. So I'm glad that we are here because the valley is showing the potential for these companies to be here. So that's what is happening. Private equity is the money that is going to help you to go to the loan. And 99% of the time, these companies, they have the other pocket with a private loan, so they can put the deal together. For you, might be less profits per project. When you go volume, you're going to make, your company is going to go from 100 units a year to 500 units a year. Residential, commercial, multifamily.
What kind of projects are you interested in funding?
Right now,
for any builders out there that are listening,
yes. Right now, we are very capable to fund almost anything on the residential side. There is very few projects that I'm aware of that we have said no. Most of the builders in the valley, they build similar product. First-time home buyers, houses in the 250s, 280s for sale. Some of them from the 300s. Very few are in the other extreme, on both extremes. There is very few builders that they focus on 180, and there is very few high-end, like yourself, on the 400 and up. So we are, right now, we focus on the $200,000 to $300,000 home for sale. Those are very, very capable to do 99% of the loans that we see we approve. Now, we have few builders that we work on the high end, and you are one of them, because we know each other for many years, but we know your product, it's completely different than the rest, and we are very happy to see those. Now, 2 years ago, the pandemic, or 3 years ago, the pandemic, 2020.
Yes, sir.
I was sweating bullets because I thought that the whole financial system came to my mind 2008 immediately. When they shut down,
here we go again.
Yeah, here we go again. Yes, so, but it was the opposite. I was, amazed looking into the Facebook realtors, 17 offers of this house. And I said, that's a joke.
Yeah.
and it happens. It was a war, a bidding war for, and the prices went. Now, I don't see houses, affordable houses on the 220s, 230s, because I don't know what is affordable now. Affordable, it was like a 150s. Those houses doesn't exist anymore.
You can't build them for that.
Well, there is no lots for it.
You're going to pay $80,000 for the lot, and you got to build a house for 110.
Correct.
No estar cabrón.
Yeah.
No se puede. No, that's
actually less than that, right? If we're at 150,
yeah,
building a house for 70K, that's tough.
That's near to impossible to. Right now, I was talking to a developer before I came to here. There is no lot for $50,000 anymore,
No.
right? There is no lot for 50.
No.
60, 70,000. That puts you in the $300,000 home.
I got some townhouse lots that are going to be coming up in the 55s, in case anybody's interested.
That's a TV commercial.
Just letting you know.
I don't get paid to do this podcast, so I got to plug, whatever in.
Townhouse lot for 55.
Wow.
In town.
I don't care where it's at. It's 50,000 and you're next to 2 walls. So
That's crazy.
yeah, that is crazy.
That's wild.
But we are very, very focused on the market from the 200s to 300s. Now we're looking into multifamily projects. There is a lot of guys like yourself looking into the multifamily. Says, you know what? I found a 2-acre, 3-acre. I'm going to do high density. I'm going to put 10 units per acre. I can do 30 units in 1 acre. I'm going to go 3 or 4 stories. We are heavy interest in those. Highly interested.
I remember you had talked about that before, and you have somebody that can design them and do all that, right?
Correct.
I think you had mentioned it last time.
Correct.
So all you got to do is find the land. You've got the context to get them designed. You put the budget together, and
Correct.
You're going to fund it.
Correct. Yes.
Well, let's go looking for 2.5 acre lots.
So
That's wild.
Yeah. And believe it or not, so let's think about it. how many fourplexes you can fit in 1 acre? I mean, the fourplexes guys, they buy 20 or 40 acres, right? To do mass, because they can go to 2 acres. It's impossible. Now, on the townhouse industry, you can fit anywhere between 10 to 11 per acre. So that's amazing. So now the land is going to come very creative because big developers like Xavi, they look for 10, 20, 40, 50 acres. They don't go below 5. That's not in their system. But if you have 5, I mean, it's immediately 50 townhomes. I mean, it's something easy to do. I believe those are infill projects. Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, that's what they call. You go to downtown McAllen, you find the small lots, rezone, and then you infill. We have those nice pockets in McAllen, Mission, Edinburgh, where you have like this is a 2-acre tract behind the IHOP, behind the, nobody wants to. I mean, there is no one restaurant go behind another restaurant.
Right.
But those developers, let's say Walmart is a perfect example, and I love the Walmarts because they develop all these parcels, and then way back there is 1 acre lot. Let me show you one example, that a piece of land that everybody knows, just right behind the Best Buy in 10th Street.
It already sold.
Too late, right?
But we're 2 years too late. That thing sold. I saw that. It was actually fairly reasonably priced.
Yeah?
Would have been great for like.
Can you imagine?
It would have been great for a mid-rise.
Exactly.
You're talking over there on North 10th?
North 10 behind
yeah.
behind Best Buy, behind Best Buy.
It was like $400K. It was inexpensive.
Okay, but if somebody tells you, I'm selling you 2 acres for $500K, no, it's too expensive. Well, do the math. I can do 50 units. It's a $10,000 per door. It's not that expensive. And those pockets, those 2 acres, they are in extremely great locations. Because when Best Buy developed these things, it was like, I don't need this piece of land. Walmart, on the other side, because I know that you are very on the high end, like you already thought, mid-rise, 4 or 5 stories. If you go to the other market, if you go to the Walmarts, same like a Best Buy, they have 1 acre or 2 acres that they are not using. Well, target to the people who's able to pay $900 rents versus $1,500, $2,000 rent. So those pockets are still available. Every single time, and there is a lot of towns that nobody wants to go, Peñitas, La Jolla, La Grulla.
Right.
They are growing. They are opening a Longhorn Steakhouse, Olive Garden, Chick-fil-A. I think the whole valley is growing.
Yeah.
And you don't have like one place better than the other. So you can go to Cameron County, you can go Hidalgo County, you can do South Park Island.
Right.
Everything's growing.
Everything's growing.
Everything is growing.
How's your presence in Cameron County?
It's very heavy right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's going on in Cameron County? Because I've noticed lately, I don't know, the last 6 months, maybe to a year, there's been a lot of momentum in the Cameron County area. And then recently, my boy Julio, who opened up, he recently had his grand opening,
Okay.
for those townhome community in Harlingen. I've just picked up 14 duplexes in Harlingen as well.
And
so what's going on in Harlingen?
and that is a perfect example of what I just told you. Julio got a great piece of land right behind Golden Corral.
Yeah.
How many years have been in that city and nobody wants to? Because a restaurant is not going to go behind a restaurant. Those parcels, they are residential by nature.
Dude, when I stepped on there and I was like looking around, I was like, this is great.
I'm really excited for Julio, man. It's going to be a badass spot.
He's in the middle of everywhere.
Yeah, it's right in the middle.
It's between Harrison and Taylor. I mean, what's a better location?
Right next to the highway.
Builders, if you're interested in building in Harlingen, reach out to Julio, man. That is a great project.
This is
I'm
what I
really
think
excited about that for
it
him.
is.
I want to pick up some lots.
This is what I think about Cameron County, and for many, many, many years, and I know that you have been very heavy West Mission area from most of your life. When I was building, I was exploring the whole valley, right? So I was doing custom homes in Harlingen, McAllen. One of the toughest towns to build, it was Harlingen. It was Harlingen. It was very well known that they might not like us.
Well, we will talk about that,
But let me tell you,
it doesn't matter because
it doesn't matter. But
right now. So here's what I recently found out, because I don't keep up with the politics in Harlingen, but they got a new mayor.
Okay,
replaced a mayor that had been there for decades.
Yeah.
Correct.
And it's a female.
That's exactly what I was.
We should get her on the podcast.
Yes.
Can we please call her?
I'll call her.
Yeah. Cool.
This is exactly, and you are right. So that's exactly what I was telling you. For many years, Harlingen was not developing. It was just a quiet time. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now Bronzeville has an explosion. Bronzeville is growing tremendously. I mean, it's out of this world.
They're expanding.
They are expanding.
Yes, sir.
Now, people start commuting to Harlingen because they didn't want to live in Olmito. They didn't want to live in San Benito. They want to live in Harlingen.
We're not that far.
Okay, yeah. But they found there is no new subdivisions whatsoever
Yeah.
because they never built.
Right.
Okay, so the next town, it was La Feria, which is 5 minutes drive from Harlingen.
Right.
So Harlingen start building on the expressway from Harlingen all the way. Now you see that Texas Regional Bank has a big bank on the expressway. It's
Nice building.
Nice building. So they were the pioneers. They pushed the growth to this side.
From the west side of Harlingen.
Exactly. So now Harlingen changed mayor, or they changed things. Now they are allowing construction, buildings. Mm-hmm. And I think it is a great opportunity right now to build in Cameron County because, I mean, all these builders that they are in that area, now they're going to have new product, new subdivisions,
Right.
new apartments,
Right.
fourplexes, you name it. Mm-hmm. I truly believe that SpaceX is playing a big game on that one. Mm-hmm. So, long time ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, I had one builder in Brownsville, and he called me and says, hey, I want to do a townhome project. Says, can you get me the loan? So we gave him the loan. We trust him. Perfect. Just about to finish, he said, and this is 4 years ago, can you recommend me a management company? Oh, here you go, management company. By the way, how much are you renting those? 4 years ago, he says, $1,500. Oh, wait, let me call back the management company. No. Are you crazy? $1,500? Who's going to pay you? McAllen, which is the top of the top, they were charging like a $950, $1,050. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to charge $1,500. I mean, come on. And I said, something is not right. I called the management company, and she said, I don't think, Emiliano, the numbers are going to be there, so I want to be straight. I'm going to try. Boom. 2 weeks later, she called me. Lace up completely. So, what?
Wow.
And then the guy says, I need another one, and another one, and another one.
Of course.
Wow.
So,
of course.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not that related
Can
with
we get some more
Brownsville.
water for Mr. Thank you.
I'm not too related with Brownsville. We have some builders there.
Thank you.
And good builders. We have good builders in Brownsville area.
That's good. I'm glad we're not drinking alcohol.
No. Trying to go get a workout, bro.
No, seriously, bro.
Yeah, man. Got to get back at it, bro.
Sorry.
So, no problem. We have some builders from Brownsville. And one of the builders calls and say, I need another loan. Sure. Where is that? Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos. What are you doing there? And it says,
What's going on over there?
Yeah, it says, did you already sold it? It says, no, I'm going to do spec. Spec in Los Fresnos. Okay. So interesting. Let me go drive by. Well, Los Fresnos is becoming the sister city of Brownsville. Mm-hmm. I didn't know.
There's a lot of growth over there right now.
It is a lot of growth on Los Fresnos because I didn't know that there is one street, Alton Glore, I believe so it's called, that connects Fresnos with Brownsville in a 5 to 10 minute drive.
Is that the same road that heads you to that toll to go to SPI, or does it take you already to SPI?
It's perpendicular to the toll.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
It's where they have a historical museum over there.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It's a really cool area.
It is. I mean, I went there. First and foremost, I didn't know this, that there is the #1 school district in the valley to start with.
Where?
Los
In
Fresnos.
Los Fresnos? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
And
That's awesome.
that is awesome. Now, there is no apartments for rent. Everything is 100% full. 100%.
Wow.
And these things that is happening in that part of the valley that we don't know too much about it.
Yes, sir.
Like, we have another customer who is related to the port, and they
Okay.
said it's like a 3 times bigger, like it was last year, and we are short. We need to go in a bigger.
It keeps going. Do you know a lot of builders in Cameron County?
We do have some right now. We have customers.
Because and the reason that I ask is because from STBA, we're going to make a big push for Cameron County.
Yeah.
To recruit more builders from that area. In the Upper Rio Grande Valley, we're doing really good, and we're constantly picking up more builders. But Cameron County is, we keep talking about it,
Right.
Right? It's something's happening, right? There's a lot of energy, a lot
And
of
you
momentum.
saw, I mean, Julio has been building in Cameron County for a while,
Yeah.
because we did some loans with him on a fourplexes subdivision, and he did well. So he has been in Harlingen area.
Yeah.
Now we need to go, like you said, a little bit further, which is Samanito, Olmito,
We need a
Brownsville.
power lunch out there. We need to talk to Dan.
You know, one of I
Yes.
mean, right now that we're bringing that up is one of the things that, you know, and I was having this conversation with a buddy of mine, is that nobody gives you a blueprint on how to like run an organization, right?
Sure.
And there's no like, oh, here's a blueprint, build this house, you know. And one of the things that you know, once we get the secretary going and we establish that here, we make our moves and stuff. One of the things I was telling my buddy, I was like, man, a lot of the relationships that I have been able to build over the last year here has been face to face.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I'm mentally preparing myself to start traveling that way,
You're going to have to.
because it's one of those things like I don't really like the whole communication over a phone. Let me talk to you face to face, so you know who I am, know what I look like, because you can read a lot more off a person when you see them face to face than you can over a phone. And you're right, we definitely do need a power lunch. We definitely need I've been putting mind to it, like, you know, construction is you know, it's second nature, man. You already know the process.
And
Right.
I truly believe that title companies, attorneys, and people in our industry, they have an office there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if you pick one of the title companies, Valley White, they have an office there.
Yep.
They have either an office in
That's
Harlingen or
probably the way
Brooklyn.
to go. Piggyback off some of our partners, and let's set up let's plan a big power lunch.
Invite your builders in. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's invite everybody in that you know that you've been doing business. I mean, I know that Mr. Cantu or
We can do a podcast there live while we have that same
Let me
power
tell you-
lunch.
let me
And
give
some
you-
of these builders that come in
and get
hey,
to sit.
let me talk to you.
But let me tell
How
you,
are you?
let me
Yeah.
tell you right away. I mean, you guys have done the event with Lone Star right here.
Yeah.
So Lone
They
Star,
have, yeah,
they
Lone
have
Star
Lone Star
have-
in Brownsville. So
Yeah.
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 You know what I was told, and this is because we're talking about growth going towards the island, right? But you know what I heard is going on? The growth is going that way too, bro. They're gonna build a new hospital in Rio Grande,
Nice.
a DHR hospital.
That's awesome.
What does that tell you?
I mean, it's the whole valley, bro. It's all growing.
actually, when I was in let me go back to the apartment industry, because we have some very interesting numbers. So I was pushing and pushing and pushing, and people from banks from San Antonio, Houston, or Dallas, the Valley, like we don't wanna go that way. And I told them, okay, look, it's all about the numbers, right? Back in the days, it says, okay, how much is the population in San Antonio? 1.2. Okay, we have 1.3. And they said, what? I said, yeah, that's on census. Forget about the people coming from Reynosa every day.
Right.
So that's 1.1 versus 1.3. Back in the days, I told them, how many apartments they have in San Antonio? 350,000. Okay, how many we have in the valley? 80,000. 80,000 versus
We
3.
need to start building some shit.
So,
Right?
right.
Yeah.
That's why all these fourplexes are getting sold. That's why they're building apartments everywhere.
I mean, just right
the
now.
numbers don't lie.
Yeah, exactly. So if you think about it, if we think like they are saying like a one voice wide region, right? All the mayors from the valley, they are getting together. They don't want to promote. They don't want to advertise themselves like I'm from San Juan, I'm from Alamo.
Yeah, so you've heard about that, right?
I went to the meeting.
Yeah,
I
okay.
went
So
to the
can you
meeting.
insight some people on that? Because we got a quick little insight from it from Mr. Ramiro when we had him on the podcast, saying
Sure.
that they're going to come together and the valley's not going to be. They're not going to categorize it like this is McAllen, this is Edinburgh, this is Mission. It's going to be all one now.
Correct.
So he was anticipating that that's going to bring more growth.
Absolutely. And I'm all for it because let me tell you something.
We need to get all three of the mayors.
Exactly.
Can we do that?
I can do it.
I'm
like, I can do it.
Ramiro and Mr.
Mr. Villalobos.
Ambrosio and
Mr.
Villalobos.
Villalobos.
That would be cool.
That would be a great podcast.
Nice.
Let's talk about what's
State
going
of
on.
the
Yeah.
Union,
Yes, because I mean, if you think for a moment, let's say that you are in an airport in Denver, and you find a guy, and he told you, "I'm from Houston." He might be 1 hour north from Houston, and he's telling you, "I'm from Houston." That doesn't mean that he lives inside the Loop 610.
Right.
So Houston is like this big, from Katy all the way to Galveston.
It's massive.
Correct.
It's massive.
So, but when you are out there in Las Vegas and it says, "Oh, I'm from San Juan," so where are you from? So,
Right.
and the mayors in the valley wants to say, "I'm from the Rio Grande Valley." Doesn't matter if you're from Harlingen or from Rio Grande City. So when you push all together, and I think
You know what stands out more to people? At least I realized it now that we've been like going to these meetings and stuff. Where are you from? I'm from the Rio Grande Valley. I'm from the valley. Where is that? South Padre. Oh, South
Yes.
Padre. I'm like, of course you don't know South
Yeah.
Padre.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah,
But we're starting to get on the map a little bit more, right?
correct.
So,
But I believe we have more power by saying we are from the Rio Grande Valley rather than I'm from McAllen or I'm from Mission or I'm from Harlingen.
Yes, sir.
Like one region has more power than one city, definitely. And I truly believe that all the mayors are working together to put more strength on that one and advertise more like a region. Because think about it. So, and I saw a big change in the valley, economic, demographic, when the two universities came together and Edinburgh, Brownsville became UTRGB. I mean, things happened from one day to another. They pledged a lot of millions of dollars because the UT system, and that's what I truly believe when we got together. Now you said, let's bring builders from Rio Grande City all the way to South Padre Island. It's not from here. Now you have a big one organization. Come on. So right now, I don't know, you might have 100, 150 builders. You could have 500. Can you imagine the power? Then when you knock the doors on the National Association, now that you have 500 builders.
Yeah.
That's a different story.
we're gonna get there.
Yeah, I know. I know that you guys went to there, met with some people,
Yeah.
working towards that. But I truly believe working like a whole is going to have more power than working independent.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
And you can see it on the group chat. You can see it within the individuals. And I mean, being around it now and being able to see the interaction between builders and interaction between people like yourself too, where people are like talking to each other. Hey, how's this going? How's that going? People are starting to understand that you can help and leverage someone's information.
Sure.
You can help each other, man. And there's nothing with that. Like how you just said, you asked somebody that was knowledgeable of something you wanted to do, and they give you that advice that you need.
Absolutely.
And I think that is another thing from growth. I sent Ronnie a book this week, and I just sent it to.
I haven't read it, bro.
So there's this book and I send it to people. I send this book to people that
Sure.
that I look up to, but also that I want them like, hey, what'd you think of?
Sure.
Because I perceive something very differently than what you perceive it,
Yeah.
right? And if I hear something, doesn't mean that you're going to hear it the same. So
Yeah.
I would like to hear your response of what I'm listening to or what.
I need to set aside every day. I mean, I'm sorry. I need to set aside some time every week to do that, man. 'Cause
Education.
I get so busy, bro, and I want to read the book.
Yeah,
I really
dude,
want to know
like
what's
me-
about. That way we can talk about it on the podcast.
My time to listen, because you listen to it, right? My time to listen to the book is my time at the gym. I've tried to take away myself from listening to music while I'm working out. So I plug into the book. But one of the things that the book was saying is called the 12 Rules of Life. And one of the rules was, it's Jordan. Have you ever heard of Jordan Peterson? So Jordan Peterson is talking about how one of the biggest things is that life will keep you from growing if somebody's coming to you for advice of growth. And if you don't give that advice of growth, the same energy that you kept from that person is going to keep you from growing.
Yes, absolutely.
And the most successful people know that.
Yeah.
So they don't hurt any by giving you advice.
Yeah, I can
I was listening to
fully
people last night.
testify.
Dude,
I can
he's
fully
awesome.
testify to that. We start STBA. My business has grown exponentially.
Sure.
And it's simply by being accessible and helpful to others.
That's another thing that we do. When somebody comes, like Mario, hey, I want to build this house. I want to buy a lot. Where is that? This subdivision. Hey, Mario, this subdivision has been slow for this and this and this. We have not, because we see subdivisions right now from Mission all the way to Brownsville.
So you get to see what's moving, like the wave.
Prices,
Yes.
selling, who is, you know what? This subdivision for any reason is getting slow, or people is not driving by, there is not too much traffic, they are not buying, so all this kind of information that we provide, it's something to help both. So you can sell the house quicker, we can make the business quicker, but at the same time, if you bring builders from another in Cameron County, and then you says, hey, I'm buying this piece of land. Oh, be careful because there is no sewer.
Right.
I wanted to buy it 2 years ago, and there is no. Oh, wait, I didn't know that. So that didn't happen when I was a builder.
That piece of knowledge is worth how much?
Time and money and headaches.
Headaches.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that 100%. You know, when you're trying to do it by yourself, it's just you.
Yes, sir.
And the amount of information that comes in is minimal.
Yeah.
But when you are in an organization of 180 plus,
Yeah.
and who each individual you can call at any time and get information from them at any time.
It's a plethora.
Your knowledge just went from 1
To 180.
times 180.
Yeah.
Think about how much more powerful, helpful that is.
There's no reason to fail. There's no reason to fail in any way.
Yeah.
It's like you said, if you want to bring a mayor for a podcast, you put in the chat, who knows the mayor? Boom, 10 people. 10
Voila.
people.
Yeah.
Here.
What did Roel do yesterday?
Yes.
Shout out to Roel.
Yeah.
You know what he did? He's helping out somebody there in Alamo with their roof and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, automatically, Mr. V, Efrain, yeah, will help you. STBA helped. That's a connection.
True.
You know, it doesn't just make or help Roel look great because he got it done, right?
Yeah.
But that shows the power of the connection that he has.
Yeah, and then giving back to the community and we were talking about energy and putting that energy out there, man.
It's going to bring you back.
It's super.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Mr. Zapata, to the builders out there that don't necessarily know how these numbers work with somebody like yourself, a private lender like yourself, what does somebody face when they come to you, they show you just like something super basic, 2,500 square foot home, 2-car garage, maybe they're going to put it on the market for $325, whatever the number is. How does the interest work with that for a builder so that they can kind of understand, like, okay, they're, maybe you'll lend them for the lot and the construction, but they're going to have to so much in return and back. Like, how does that work counter to a bank?
What are the terms for private lending for Capital Insiders for you?
Yeah.
Yes. So we have a product for the builders. Like, it's very straightforward. So the builder purchases the lot. We gave them 100% of the construction plus closing cost. We understand that paying the lot is bringing a lot of money. So for that particular reason, we roll back the closing cost. So right now, there is something that is called closing cost and interest rates. So 2 different expenses, right? Okay. So closing costs is when you go to the title company, you pay the survey, the appraisal, title work, you name it.
Yes,
attorneys, and all kinds of stuff.
Everything that comes with it.
So let's say $10,000. So it says, okay, we can roll it, if you want to, we can roll it out into the loan. So we're going to give you 100% for the construction. We include the closing costs because we know that you're paying the lot. So right now, the rates are between 10 to 14%. Okay. Depends on the market, depends on the customer, depends on a lot of stuff. But basically, that's what it is. It is our intention to bring the money as cheap as possible. I've been talking to the bankers. Bankers are right now between 8 to 10%. Mm-hmm. So it depends on the customer as well. So first-time buyers or first-time customers versus experienced customers. People like Ronnie might be able to get an 8% construction cost. Maybe if you're your first house, maybe 10%. We do the same, anywhere between 12, 14%. Those are the 2 costs associated. Now, we don't have any limits. So you go to the bank and tell the banker, I want to do 10 houses. There's no way. None of the banks in the valley are going to give you by 10 at the same time. So we don't have that problem. So because we have private money and we know Ronnie, we know well, and it says, let's do that 10. Oh, you want to do 10 and another 10? Let's do 10 and another 10. That speed is going to have the price attached. Like, oh, I'm paying a little bit more, but I'm doing 20. If I go to the bank, I know that I'm going to get approval. I have perfect credit score. but it's going to take time to get approved and time to develop the 20 projects. I can do 3 or 4 and then pay back and then 3 or 4. So you need to put in your numbers. Okay, if I do 20 on a 2-year period or I do 20 at once, that's the magic.
That's pretty interesting.
So I told most of the customers that we have is this. We offer the same product like a bank. We offer money, period. We're going to give you a check. Bank is going to give you a check. Banks are the HEBs. We are the convenience store. You can go in and out in a convenience store, bring the same milk. It's going to be more expensive on the gas station.
Right.
It's up to you.
Right.
You have the choice. We have great customers. Ronnie, he has the capabilities to go to any bank in the valley. He's going to get approved. He knows. I know. So how can I compete with those banks? Ronnie's going to do 20 projects. Bank is going to give me 555. Hey, I can do 20. Just make sure the numbers work, because I don't want to kill him. Because if I kill the project, I know that he wants to be successful. I will kill the investors at the same time. So numbers needs to be right for both sides.
It needs to be a win-win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he needs to make money. I'm going to be straightforward. I told my investors, these guys, they need to make money before they pay you. Because if they don't make money, they're going to put the project on the side.
Right.
I mean, if they are so greedy and this is, oh, I want to take more money, well, that's not the case, bro. Because, I mean, they need to make money. They are the work. Because I was there. I was sweating to pay people, and I know how hard it is. I mean, you might think I'm going to close it tomorrow, and then
I'm going to close tomorrow, and then they got to run a report on a title search or something. I'm going to close tomorrow, and then there's something's not ready. And I'm going to close on Friday, and Friday never came. And then we're going to close on Tuesday, and Tuesday never got here.
Yeah. Oh, and then it rains, so you can't get the pallet of grass. And there you go.
So, yes, yeah. When I ended the write a project, it was very funny because Serbi came to me a long time ago. Hey, we need to do this house.
Shout out, Seb.
And then I said, how much is the square foot? And I said,
Don't worry about it.
And I said, I don't think I'm going to get the appraisal. So, but his product is different from the rest of the valley. So, and everybody knows that you don't build 100 houses a year, but you build, whatever you build, it has a different criteria, design, high price. You are in another market.
Yes. So I'm sure you've heard that from everybody. At this
Correct.
point. Yeah.
But we need to understand his market if we want to make a loan, because if I have a cookie cutter system, that doesn't fit his criteria. Right. I need to be completely out. So that's why banks are like, okay, I love you, but I can go outside my boundaries, and they can't. And I do, because it's okay. I know his product. I know he's going to sell it. It might take a little bit of time, because he's looking for a particular buyer, but he's going to sell it. That's no doubt. So I need to be flexible with my investors. Now, if he comes to me and says, I'm going to do a subdivision, I know the subdivision that he's thinking about it is going to be completely different than any other subdivision we have seen. I need to talk to the investors. So that's why when private equity and private money comes, it's like exactly what you said. I need to talk to you. What are you going to do? Right. Let me understand your product. Now, Julio, we know the product. I mean, we know the product of Dolcans and Uncle Trevino and all these kind of guys. Yeah. And that's perfectly fine. They have these systems and it's working. There is nothing wrong with it. You need to know the customer and see what they're doing. Now, we don't have Chavis of the world. They have their own private equity guys. I know that they work with private firms outside the valley. They put massive subdivisions. But they do the same on a big scale. Hey, I'm going to do 20 subdivisions at once. And they bring big money. And they pull money from here, like the equity, and then go to the bank because they are coming with 40% down payment. Right. So there is no question. And then his capabilities are so big that they can lend the money. So we have a product for builders. We have about 50 to 60 builders right now, like we said.
That you're funding?
That we're funding.
Really? Are they all
crazy.
STBA?
That's crazy.
I believe most of them are STBA. Just to give you some kind of a numbers, right? Banks are measured by how much money they lend out.
Okay.
in order for me to lend $45 million today, it's a lot of money. So we have $45 million on the ground. We have over 200 houses, 200 projects.
That's awesome.
So
And they're ranging from here to Brownsville.
to Brownsville. So we have from Mission. Yesterday we signed 2 loans on West Mission, and that's the farthest that we have gone. I have never done a loan in Peñitas. Never done I really want to go to Rio Grande City. Really, I mean, there's a lot of business there. I don't have the capabilities just to go to that far, but I do have good builders in Brownsville that we're working on. Successful, and they do like a cookie cutter, boom, 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 in and out. But in order to manage $45 million, it's a big responsibility as well, because it's all it's all pure investors. So it's people from the community, and it's people from the community. That's another thing. So we love so much the valley that we want to keep the money here in the valley.
Of course.
So that will cycle, and you will send more people to the school, and I mean, all the money stays here. That's what we like the most. So, yeah.
That is awesome.
Happy to help builders here in the valley, and thank you for the opportunity to be here.
Of course, brother.
No.
I really appreciate it.
I clearly with Mr. Efrain Gomez's
Yes.
podcast,
Yes.
and when you walked in and heard you speak for a couple minutes, and I did not know who you were, and I was like, "What the heck is this?" Like,
What do you mean you come with the money?
I'm like, "Wait, what's
What do you
this
mean
guy? Like,
you come with the money?
I have friends in Reynosa.
I was like, what? Like, how does this work?" But when man, I thank you for
No problem.
taking your time to come in here and share your knowledge with people, because these are things that people don't know.
Yeah.
That there's other streams of avenues that you can navigate through in order to
And
make
they
something
were
happen.
they were not available when I was building.
Yeah.
Those sources of money, they were not available. They were not available when your dad was building.
No.
Not available when your dad was building. It was just the bank, and that's it. So I encourage every single builder that we have, and I told them the first thing: you have to have a great relationship with your banker and your local bank. I'm not your primary source of business. I might need to be your second one, because every single builder needs different source of money at all given times. I'm sure you love people from Matt's and McCoy's, but you do business with all of them.
I do.
You do business with all of them. Same here. I know you have a great relationship with banks. I'm happy. If I can help you with one, perfect. So, because I think it is business for everybody. There is business for everybody. And Efrain, I was very, very blessed with, he was working with me when I started. So he was a great guy. Now I enjoy seeing him, the growth that he has done. And I think it's a joy when you see people going from zero to hero. I mean, what else you can ask for?
That's
Right.
awesome.
So,
Right. It's beautiful.
We're in an area where that can absolutely happen. And for those builders out there that want to dream a little bigger,
Yes.
you come with the money.
That's exactly what I tell the builders. I says, how many houses have you built in the last year? Okay, 5. How can I help you to go from 5 to 10? That's our goal.
Yeah.
That's our goal. How can we help you to go from 5 houses a year to 10? Well, it's all about the money, yes. But this is what I told every single builder. It's all about the performance. I was lying myself when I was building, because I was thinking, oh, I will be more if I have some money. No, because now that I see the other side of the table, I have more investors than projects.
Okay.
I have more investors than because they look for performance.
Okay.
If you do 10 houses and you do 2-1, they're going to put the money with you. Easy. Because they don't really care about your product. They just care about, they want to move the
return,
money.
yeah.
They want to keep moving the money. They want to keep moving the money. They already did their money. And whatever business industry they were at, they already made it.
Right.
They don't want to put the money on a checking account just sleeping. They want to get some. They are not going to go into partnership with you. They are not going to go say, I want to be your partner. That's what they call equity partners. That's another industry. I'm in the private lending. I lend the money, you make your business, and make big business, that's perfectly fine. Now, if you want an equity, okay, let me bring another investor who's going to be involved, and you partner with them.
Yeah.
Somehow. And most times, private equity guys, they want to know that you are the guy They don't want to be involved. It says, okay, I want to put my money. I already know you. I know that you perform. Let's go. That's it. So there is money out there, and there is a lot of money. Like we spoke at the beginning, there is a lot of money.
Yeah.
We just need to bring good projects, and I truly believe that many, if not all, the builders in the association, they are great builders, and they have dreams that we can help them to accomplish to grow their companies. And man, there is so
We
much.
do have really good builders, bro.
We got good characters.
Yeah, man.
There's some good people.
Yes.
And they're loyal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they're getting better because of all the information that they're sharing.
Yeah.
I'm
Definitely.
man, that makes me so proud. You
Yeah.
talking about seeing something go from here to here.
Yes. Right? There is nothing. I mean, there is not. There, you don't pay for it. I mean, there is no money that you can pay for it. I mean, you saw this. I remember the first meeting at your office over there in Bicentennial. I mean, first meeting ever. Hey guys, let's go together. And then 2-3 years later, 180 builders. Come on.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is.
And it's something special to see, and to anybody that's a member from SBA and is watching this, thank you guys for believing in something and believing something new. Thank you for believing in us to give you all the proper information needed to move forward in this industry, which is not easy to navigate in. And being a builder is not easy.
You were telling us that you don't have a blueprint how to run this, but I truly believe there is one thing that put the association stronger, which is education. I remember that you were doing like workshops.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we still are.
We still are.
And those
We're doing more now.
Yeah.
Those are very, very interesting. Because you can see, I saw all the pictures when you guys put together the event.
Central Material.
Well, not only that one, which it was last
the
week
Lone
or so.
Star?
The Lone Star. It was,
Yeah.
That
I wasn't
was-
at that one.
That one, we had
I heard
over
it was great.
150 people
That's
show up.
great.
It was
But
super awesome. It
why?
was good.
Because there is education. People want to get educated because the more information you have, the more information you can pass to your customers. If you have a mortgage company, speaking about the rates and what the economy is right now, so the builders that they facing, which is probably not your case, but the builders they're working with first-time home buyers. I mean, but you want to talk to them some true information,
Right.
Accurate information, daily information.
And also sound like you know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Well, and if
Yeah.
you,
Nothing kills a deal when you lack confidence in your delivery. It's happened.
Because they can read it. It's
Oh, yeah. Wait
this
a
guy
minute.
doesn't know what he's talking about.
well,
How do I know more than this guy?
exactly. So yeah,
It happens.
Yes. So if somebody wants to offer you a product, and you says, "Man, I've been installing this product forever, so that is not exactly how it works." You lose confidence on the sales team that is trying to sell you new paint, new whatever.
Right.
But if you guys continue doing that, I think one of the I was attending the National Builders Association Expos in Vegas back in the day.
Yes, sir.
And I always attend the courses.
Okay.
The
Yes,
workshops.
sir. Yes, sir.
Education.
Which happened throughout the show. Yes.
It happens throughout the show.
Yes.
You need to. The first time
Like,
that I went,
there's more to the show than actual just walking around and seeing what the products that are coming out. There's more than that to builders or people in the industry that wonder what IBS, the International Builder Show. You can go sign up. I think the charge nowadays is between $400 to $600, depending on what kind of what you want, what kind of package. There are classes, literal classes. That will teach you certain like let's say you want to get better at marketing your product. They have a professional that does this for $1 million companies that will come down and tell you like, this is what I'm doing to push this brand. Things that you won't get down here.
and not only that, the first year that I attended, I got lost. It was 3-story. I mean, the convention center is huge. I swear, I slept on the floor because I couldn't. I was walking, and I never knew that it was classes. Second year, I says, I'm not going to walk that much. So I went to a different hall and I saw there was classes. Back in the days, it was free classes. It was no charge for it. I took my first class, and the connections that you made, because the speakers, they are national builders.
Yeah.
They're no professors. They're no...
Oh, no. The people that are speaking are well-qualified people. I mean, you think about it. They're at a national convention. You're not just going to get Joe Schmo from the down the street to teach you something.
Correct. And those guys... exactly. So those guys... You see a builder teaching builders.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you see an interior designer teaching builders how to design, how to do these stages and talk, which colors are trendy, which colors are not trendy. Now you learn from people who has a big company that they are doing it. It's not like they got paid to just to do an advertising. It's not like a
Right.
Sherwin Williams. So they are doing it.
Right.
That's what I fall in love. And then year after year after year, I never, actually, second, third, fourth year, I never went to the expo. I went to the classes because the knowledge and the connections and the networking that you did, I mean, it was amazing.
Well, you know what? Right now that you're saying that, we actually, we have a new member in the alliance that is trying to do he's putting together the first South Texas Builders Show. That but he's doing it where it's going to be educational, and he just joined the alliance, Mr. Jose Villalma with Built to Safe, and he joined with the Built to Safe program into the STBA. And one of the things that he's doing is that he wants, like, this builder show. He's like, he's targeting like the main guys like AEP, Magic Valley, like all these guys that are going to come in and they're going to bring people down to educate builders.
That's awesome. We got to support that.
Yeah.
I have highly respect for Mr. Villalma. He was one of the first people that helped me here. He has a huge heart to help people. And Mr. Villalma was the first one or the second one people that I met when I came from Mexico. And he helped me because he owns the magazine.
Yes, sir.
Back in the days, it was no internet. It was just, you go to the restaurant, you pick the book, and before you see the menu, you saw the houses, right? Yeah. And he helped me tremendously. Highly respect.
He's a great man. I had the pleasure of sitting across him and it was crazy because I heard a lot about you. He goes, I heard a lot about you, Mario. And I was like, well, I've heard a lot about you too. I had no idea. I was like,
good or bad? He is an industry leader. I consider him a mentor because back in the days, they put together your advertising and they knew exactly how your company, it was published to the main buyer. I heard, and I was talking to Paco, his son, Belma, and he was telling me about the show, and I truly believe it's going to be it's a show for builders.
It's a show for builders.
Public.
No, it's not for the public.
It's not for the public, it's for builders. It's amazing because if he's going to bring education, topics, I think those are the things that if the association works towards that, if you keep going on the workshops, like the Central Materials,
the Central Materials workshop, they were the ones that they just did the first round of certificates. So we're giving an incentive for all our builders that go and complete every workshop. At the end of the year, they're going to get a completion trophy. Like you have to go to every workshop. And one of the things that Mr. Villalma was asking for is if we can make it like one of them requirements for our builders to he's like, man, just show up and sit at one class. He's like, even if you go to one class, you're going to learn a lot. He's super passionate about his Built to Safe program, which is pretty cool. When I was listening to him talk about that, I was like, this is pretty awesome. And like you said, the magazine, he talked about featuring, he wants to feature the whole board. We're going to have like a whole group picture. If we get featured on the magazine, because he was saying, he was like, I've been around this he's like, maybe before you were born. He goes, I haven't seen this.
I truly believe that.
Yeah, he was like, I haven't seen this. He's like, I haven't seen this, what you guys are doing. He's like, and he's like, you guys are on the right path. You're on the right path. You're moving.
You know what else is really cool, man? Is now that we've been going to the state level and to the national level, not only do you not have you seen this here in the Valley, you don't see it anywhere, bro.
Nah.
No, what we're creating is on another level.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It is. Yep. It really is.
Yep.
It really is. Man.
Cool.
Well, wish you the best
Thank
to
you.
put together the Rio Grande City, from Rio Grande City all the way to the Sopar Island.
That would, I mean, man, if we can, let's go from Star County everywhere, right? Like,
if you're not on STBA and you're listening to the podcast, this is what we do. We're going to introduce you to people in the industry. You're going to get to know the players at
a high level
that are involved. You're going to get to know them on a personal level, like we are doing now. You're going to have education workshop classes.
Yes.
You're going to have network events like our power lunches on a monthly basis.
Yep. Yes.
You're going to have...
when is the next one, by the way?
This month.
This month at the 21st. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at the end of the month.
You're going to have...
You're looking for the place.
We're looking for the place. We've already had somebody contact us that they want us to do it there. So we're moving on that.
Okay.
Yeah. we wait on start publicizing it, because if you publicize something too early, people forget.
Yeah.
Going back to your comment where we help builders to design, my first customer, Muñiz Construction. So he came to me, he wanted to do a fourplex. And then I said, okay, well, but what else? So right now as we speak, we are working on him with 100 units. So going from a fourplex to 100 units project, that's something else. So
Shout out to Muñiz, man. He's kicking ass.
Yeah,
and,
he's moving.
And then he gave me the opportunity to be my first customer. I've been knowing Muñiz for over 10 years, but we have never done it. And then I told him, hey, look, I have this thing, and he was like, this is real, or where the money's coming from? Because it was like, so
I'm
you said
scared.
and then
Why are you here with a briefcase? a duffel bag.
I can't sleep anymore.
So, and then, but sure enough, so we closed the first loan, and then, he has been very loyal to us. He works with you, like you guys, with any bank. So he can get approved at any bank. He has multiple loans with many banks, and he's still keeping working with us. It's amazing to see how people goes from 1 to 2 to 10 to 20. He was very well known by the time that he came to me. He was doing 20, 30 houses a year, but now he's doing on 100 a year level. And that's how we push people. Says, okay, how can we go from this level to this level, from this level to this level?
Right.
People
Because here's what's really important. It's kind of like a video game. Once you level up,
yes,
it's very hard to go back.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy that you say that. I had a meeting with Dan.
Cantu?
Yes, sir. With Dan Cantu yesterday, right? And I walked in, and he's watching a show called "The Man Who Built America," and this all started back in April 14th, 1865, when they killed Abraham Lincoln, right? So he gets shot. Boom. He was the last death of the Civil War, right? And then you started having all these revolutionary industrial men take over, right? And there was this one guy by the name of Carnegie that took over and really took over. This guy was in charge of all the ships that were bringing in all the cargo, and then he went from one boat to 100 fleets, and then from 100 fleets, this guy was like, you know what, I'm gonna start buying some railroad, and then he started buying railroad, and then next thing you knew, he took over the whole railroad, right? And then it turned out that they talk about levels, and they said that in this level, and it's a game, and whenever it's a game, that business is competition, and people say, well, money is money, and they get to a level where it's like, it's not even about money anymore. It's about just the satisfaction of knowing that I did it.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's so crazy. Like these guys in that time, he had like $65 million, which was equivalent to 1.3 trillion or 1.3 something ridiculous today.
Have you seen that movie?
No, sir.
You have to watch it.
I gotta watch it.
Because there is
What's the
more
name of
after.
the movie?
Well,
what
there is
movie?
more after. There is 4 guys that they built America.
Is that the name of it? The Man Who Built America?
It's called The Men Who Built America.
Yeah.
It's Chase, it's Rockefeller, it's
JP. From JP Morgan.
JP Morgan Chase. And these guys, they were competing each other. And you're going to do this, I'm going to do this. So they got too rich. So what is next? What do you think is next? Because they did it.
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far.
They got into, okay, I'm gonna
Spoiler.
I'm gonna give all my money.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan told me that the guys.
So that's exactly what Warren Buffett did. He gave up all his money.
Or he's pledged to give it
90%.
up.
Yeah, 90% of his money. So they were competing. They got to the point that, okay, I don't need that much money, so I already have all of them. So what is next? And then one guy says, I'm gonna give up 50. Well, I'm gonna give 60, 75, 80. So that got into that second world, and it was like, okay, I'm gonna give out everything. So they got to that point.
Wow,
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great little series.
Yeah.
It really is, man. Great conversation. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Emiliano, we appreciate you, man.
No, appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity. Thank you so much. And anything that I can help with on the association level, personal level, business level, I'm happy to help.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. Thank
Call
you, sir.
Emiliano, guys. You have any questions or you have a dream to build a big project and you're not sure how to do it? Call him.
Yep, you got people like this.
You
this
have a
man
raffle.
here. Yes, sir. We have a raffle.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it done. I hope. How many people we got? Like 3,000.
No.
33,000. So this wheel spins.
Okay.
These are all the people that commented, liked, and shared your podcast.
Okay.
What you're gonna do is you're
just gonna press this white button,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go show the camera. So you're gonna click the.
At any given time?
No, you just click the white button, and I'm gonna go show the camera.
Yeah, just
Okay.
click the white button.
Right
Ready?
now.
Yeah, go. Boom.
There
Here we
you
go.
Wow.
I didn't like, comment, and share this
Neither
time.
did I.
What do we got? All right, Steven.
Go,
What is he winning?
Steven.
Okay.
Oh, well, I don't.
Hey, dude, Steven's at every single one of our events all the time, dude. That guy's a badass.
Congratulations, Stephen.
Let me open the box.
Well deserved.
It's going to be a bill to be paid too.
Hey, you know what? We should have brought a duffel bag in honor of Emiliano.
Congratulations.
Sanchez. Nice.
A little gift card to the Sanchez.
Very cool.
Oh, cool.
Congrats, bro.
Congrats. The Sanchez Spa?
A little massage.
Yeah, nice. Hey, if you're in this industry, you need to
A massage.
Sometimes you need to, relax. Chill.
Yes.
Well, congratulations,
Thank
Steven.
you, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Mr. Zapata. If anybody wants to contact him, reach out to me. I can always give you all his number. Emiliano Zapata here. Super insightful podcast. Thank you once again. Big thank you to the Quarter for hosting us. Thank you to Ronnie for being here.
Thank you, bro.
Ulises for always being there and putting this stuff together for us.
Absolutely.
To everybody that watched the podcast, thank you so much. We really appreciate each and every one of you. To every member of the organization, thank you all so much.
If you want to hear anybody, let us know. We'll
Please,
reach out.
please,
Thank you so much.
And we will call anybody.
anyone. I'm telling
Mario
you,
will
email.
literally call anybody.
I will do it.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Thank you all so much.
See ya.
Thank you.